This is Dan with Lightwatch Paranormal, and today I wanted to show you guys how we go through and clean up our audio and really look for the hard to find sentences and voices that get captured while we're doing our sessions. So going forward, that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and show you guys how we find them and how we get them up and get it going. Alright. Okay, so now we're looking at the audio software editing tool that I use, and this is what a typical audio track might look like. The area over here on the left would be what it typically look like when it comes raw out of the SB7 and recorded into the program. And what I've done is I've gone through and I've run a filter multiple times across the audio track. And what you can do with these filters is you can focus on a certain algorithm or sound and have that removed from your audio track. And these are things I've just been learning recently to help really clean up the audio, and I want to show you how we do that, or how I do that. And you can see this is the track. This track runs a little more than 11 minutes, and then this is what happens when you zoom in, is it'll start really breaking the track down, and you can start to really see where the audio comes in. And after you've removed like all the clicking and the popping noises for the most part, because you can run multiple passes until you get it down to basically nothing. After I do that, what I noticed today and for the first time was that there were a lot of voices and responses that were hidden down in these really low frequencies, and they were complete sentences and stuff like that. So it just had me completely freaked out. But what I wanted to show you is how I get to this, and this is after I've run the filter on this track. I would probably say at least 7 or 8 passes. So before, the audio would have been up here, would have been a lot of static, a lot of popping, clicking, and hissing noises. And once almost all of that is gone, what you're left with is only audible type noises or voices or responses. And so what has been blowing me away is I've been coming in and finding responses so hidden that there's no way I could possibly hear them during any session or anything above any of the static, because they're so minute. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom in, because I think I might have found maybe a possible response. And this is like a typical response you'll see when you're doing a spirit box session or something like that, and they're loud, and they'll sound let's see, we'll highlight it and play it. It'll sound like that. It's really loud if you have your speakers turned up, because normally I'll do this with headphones on while I'm going over the audio, but I have it on speakers for you guys today. So that's what that, so you go, wow, that's loud. But what I see next to it is I see between, these are the clicks of the scanner that run every I think I had it set at 200 milliseconds or 250 milliseconds. And what you'll do is you'll notice that there's something in between these clicks, and it's like when you start to notice this, I know that this isn't static for the most part or anything, that it must be maybe something being said after I've run the filter passes so many times. So what we can do now is we can highlight, say we'll highlight, we see I've got some audio here, and up into here, up until these clicks are scanner channel changes. And so I can see that there's something in here, and it looks like it comes up to about right around here, somewhere in there. So what I'll do is I'll just usually highlight that area and listen, turn up the speakers really loud and see if I can hear anything. Okay, I think I heard something in there, and it sounded like it was somewhere right about here, and that looks like it's probably right there. That was one part of it. And then it looks like the other part of it, where it was audible at least, sounded like the same voice. And this is what you're looking for when you're doing these. These are most likely responses to questions or spirits, because you're getting hits on multiple frequencies, and especially if it's from the same voice, it would be impossible for that to happen if it was a radio broadcasting or something like that going on, especially since I do AM sessions and 200 millisecond scan, and so that makes it the most difficult because it's scanning the fastest. Every 200 milliseconds it's swapping a frequency, and I do it because when I'm listening to FM, I find FM with frequency modulation has too much bleed, and with so much noise and stuff going on, it's very difficult to make out a adequate, a real response, and so it makes it tough. So I know I hear something in here, so we're gonna highlight that, and now what we can do is we can actually, I'll show you here, we can come in, and this is the click. These little pops you're seeing are the clicks. The other part would be audio. So what I'm gonna do is zoom in here and come into the track, and I'll be able to highlight all these little dots. We're getting into micro stuff here, and I'll go right up to the click, and then what I'll do is I'll amplify that, say like 300% to start, maybe go another 300 just to make it audible, because this is the noise of the click, which is very, very low. So we'll go ahead and boost this up 3 times. Then we'll zoom back out, and we can see here's the other part of the voice. So what we'll do is we'll come in here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to zoom in, and what we'll do is come from all the way here up to where the click is at, and then we can amplify that, and we'll do it until we get the marker. We'll bring it up above our click. Okay, so now you can see, now we've amplified it. That's 900% over the baseline. So like I said, there's no way you're gonna hear this while you're doing your session. So now we can actually play it back and see if it actually says anything, and it'll be much louder. And it sounds like thank you. So now you can see how that looks now. So now we can go back. And you can see there's no way, and this is what the other audible, these are what other audible responses would be.
Hello.
And you can hear that.
Hello.
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 Now what this recording is, this is lined in, this recording would be lined in from my SB7 into the computer and gets recorded by the software. So when I'm going through the audio track, I have no idea what it was, what questions I was asking or anything like that. So I have no idea what these responses mean until I match the audio track to the video track. So I'll take this, when I'm done going through and cleaning this up, I'll take this audio track, put it into the video track, so when the video's done, this is what you're hearing. And it helps to make it a lot clearer, and then you'll know whether or not the responses were actual responses versus it hitting a radio station or something like that randomly. And that's why, again, I like running AM reverse scan 200 milliseconds, because doing that with I have the SB7 I have is the newest one, and it's all pumped over to FM. And yeah, I can do FM sessions all day long, and it seems like I get 10,000 million responses, but because of the frequency modulation, I live in California, and there are quite a few stations around. When I do it on AM, I can run through the entire band and not get one hit, nothing. It'll just flatline. So that's why I prefer doing it in AM, and it seems that in AM I get real responses, intelligent responses, multiple intelligent responses, and it's been quite mind-blowing. So that's what I wanted to show you, and that's it for today, and looking forward to getting more audio cleaned up and getting some more videos posted up for you guys and some more stuff done soon.